to Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist, your not so typical self-help podcast for therapists, healers, and helpers. I'm your host, Shauna Lovin, a seasoned therapist with a rebellious spirit. This season, we are redefining freedom, fulfillment, and stability without burning out, self-doubt, or playing by the rules of a broken system. We are cutting through the noise and exploring what it means to truly live life on your terms, not by what society expects of us. No more chasing an illusion of success that leaves you drained, because we are embracing the beautiful messiness, the sometimes chaotic journey we call life. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist. Ooh, I sound raspy this morning. Oh, geez. So I'm actually excited for today's episode because it's sort of an announcement, but it's also just these are the thoughts that I've been having over time. And I think I finally figured out how to just make things work. So here we go. Have you ever been kind of like sitting in the early morning time and maybe your coffee is hotter than your mood and you just say, this fucking shit is hard. I don't know what to do, and just feel super overwhelmed? Well, some mornings, to be honest, it is hard, and the fatigue of the work that we do is hard. The life we live and all the shit and moving pieces in life, it's hard. It's a balancing act, and it's just heavy sometimes. But it's the kind of heaviness that settles behind your eyes, and you get the body ache, and you have the restless nights. This is the kind of heavy that doesn't feel like it gets lifted from you with just a weekend off. It doesn't. I'm looking at the calendar sometimes, and there's supervision, there's notes, there's regular work, there's kids' activities, the changes in the hub's work schedule every few months, traveling plans, what to do with the dogs. It's like all these things, and they're all colliding in my head like with zillion open browser tabs at the same time. And they just don't want to close, and they're just there. And I catch myself thinking, what if the next evolution of helping others isn't found in just another certification, another training, or another conference, but it's actually how we live every day, from day to day. It's in that. So what if the work that we do, the lives that we touch, the healing that we actually facilitate for others could thrive in quiet beach towns, a slow morning with no agenda, beneath the stars, and it still happens, what we do, but it's just not in an office? What if we could do that? This isn't about escaping. It's more about just recognizing this change that maybe some of us need to make. Because after 25 years in this field, 13 and a half of them I've been licensed, and 10 of them I've been a supervisor, I have watched too many of us, therapists, teachers, first responders, medical professionals, healers in some kind of way, we slowly unravel while holding space for everyone else. We talk about boundaries, self-care, like it's CPR for burnout. But for most of us, they are still grasping for air. And we have learned that traditional self-care doesn't always work for us the same way. We can light a candle, we can do our box breathing, four count breaths, whatever, and we call that regulation. But the fatigue runs much deeper than that. We've learned to intellectualize our care and not embody it. We learn to manage our stress and not metabolize it. That's what the work that we do has taught us. And when the traditional methods stop working altogether, we just start believing the lie that we failed. I know that place because I have definitely lived there. For me, the realization came in the quiet in between moment, between clients, between calls, between this space of identities. I'm sitting in my office and it's the same chair that I'm sitting in when I'm listening to hundreds of stories about grief, trauma, resilience, rebirth. And there was some whisper that came. You can't help people remember their aliveness if you forgot your own. That hit like some unknown truth to me and really had me in a tailspin. But it was also the thoughts that gave me this catalytic movement. I think the other layer that comes into play is that my human design as a projector helped me see very clearly I am not built for endless output. I am built for wisdom, rhythm, depth, and intentional energy. I am built to be the light and show that for everyone else so that they can find their own wisdom, rhythm, depth, and intentional energy. Holding space doesn't always mean sitting still. Sometimes it means curating experiences that help others come back to life, while you're also trying to remember how to live myself at the same time. And so I began to listen to the pull towards this movement, the pull that was in my heart. And it was actually towards travel, towards the kind of healing that doesn't require a clipboard. Before therapy, if you didn't know, I used to plan events. And there was something about the gatherings that were filled with laughter, rituals, and maybe a little chaos. And I used to love or think about that part of my life was over. But lately, that's where the pull is coming from. And I realized that that was just a training for the next part of my life. So in the last few months, I have worked hard at trying to make this decision, not just for myself, but for the people that I like to serve. And I became a travel advisor. This isn't about leaving therapy. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. This is about returning to my original blueprint, creating spaces where people can exhale, where helpers in particular can stop performing calm and actually feeling calm. Because healing doesn't always happen in the therapy room. It happens when the ocean naturally resets our body's rhythm. It happens when laugh but you laugh so hard that your ribs hurt. It's happening when someone else just handles the details and you just get to arrive and just be. It's about barefoot dancing at some kind of retreat, or salt on your skin, or the deep quiet that follows some release. This is about the same nervous system work that we do in sessions, only this time we are embodying it. It's a lived experience. And that's what the next chapter for me is. It's expanding what healing actually looks like. So for me, y'all know supervision stays for me. I love helping new therapists find their way while they're being human. The podcast stays because this is where I get to share all of my internal thoughts in my head and helping someone in the process. Human design also stays, or human design reading stays, because this has been the one thing that has helped me shift from how I manage my own energy. And I feel like that can create the same thing for you when you lean into that. But now I am building spaces that bridge a reflection and experience together, a place where helpers, my therapists, healers, teachers, first responders, whatever you want to call yourself, can regulate, rest, and remember what joy actually feels like in your own body. So at the time of this recording, I will be curating wellness and all-inclusive travel experiences designed specifically for us. The ones who have built their entire lives around helping others and who quietly need someone to help them hold yourself. So this is not about fixing, not about performing, not about doing. It's about just being and just being a human. This isn't about abandoning the therapy chair. Well, if you've been following me, you know that I stopped doing individual therapy a while ago because I realized that the energetics was off for me. This isn't about that at all. It's about stepping into a bigger container, one that includes beach chairs, hammocks, plain windows, and late night laughter. Because you don't have to escape your life in order to heal. But sometimes we have to step outside of our routines in a way where we can learn to remember who we are underneath the roles that we have, underneath the perfection, and underneath all the noise. This is what it means to be healing in motion. Healing that moves with you, breathes with you, travels with you. And I want to ask you something. When was the last time your body felt truly at ease? When was the last time that you let yourself experience joy that wasn't scheduled, optimized, or justified? Maybe your next step isn't another professional goal, but maybe it's just a moment of wonder, a trip that doesn't overthink. A quiet sunrise that belongs to only you. Maybe that's what you need. For those of us who spent decades holding space for everyone else, it's time that we let life hold us. Healing in motion is just that invitation. That's where I'm headed. That's what I am going to be embodying. And I want you to know that what does your version of healing emotion look like? I want to know, how do you care for yourself when you've spent your life caring for others? What does this next chapter look like for you? I want you to send me a DM, reply, send me a note, an email, whatever you figure out, and let's start talking about what your next chapter of restoration could look like. And if you're curious about your human design and how it can guide your next evolution, make sure you download your chart and we can explore how your energy is designed to rest, recover, and come alive again. I hope this was helpful. Until next time. There you have it, my friends, another episode in the books. Remember, it's okay to be a hot mess sometimes. It's all a part of the journey we call life. Until next time, stay rebellious, stay authentic, and keep embracing the beautiful messiness of life. Want to learn more about your unique energetic blueprint? Make sure you download your free chart and learn how it can help you make choices that are aligned with who you are and not who society expects you to be. Please visit shaunaLovinLPCS.com for more information. Anything mentioned in today's episode will be linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe, you share with a friend, leave a review, and keep coming back for more.